All right, everybody. Welcome to Repetitions and Routine Day 3. So we are starting off in a new series. We are going to be repeating our workouts every 2 weeks and watch ourselves progress. And sometimes we might not progress, may go down a bit, but that can be caused by many different things. But also we want to build routine, which I know a lot of us have been building routine. But just staying consistent, staying in the habit, keeping the pattern, getting on our mat every day, hopefully about the same time, or at least being able to build a pattern for different days throughout the week. So I'm going to have us start with a roller today. If you have a roller, great. If not, don't worry about it. I'm just going to have you kind of go through some twists and stretches to help you get warmed up. And then otherwise, we have a body weight day. So I'm going to enjoy going barefoot, staying in contact with the ground, just my own feet. And we're going to go from there. All right, so set your roller if you have one right at the base of your shoulder blades. Okay, and then I just want you to let your upper body arch back over that roller. Let your elbows open out wide, and then I want you to crunch yourself in. Depending on your rate of mobility, how much movement and arch you can get, extension right here in your back, that upper back. You might not go as far. That's okay. So just trying to get some opening, especially depending on the time of day it is. If maybe you've been sitting for a while, this is so good to help get that extension in your back, that range of motion, pushing your chest up, arching your back, as opposed to where we sit rounded for most of the day. All right, so now go ahead and lift your hips up off the ground, and you're going to just roll up and down. On a roller, you have all the control, right? So if you have a lot of tight fascia, rigid fascia, that's the kind of casing that surrounds your muscle. Rolling is actually not going to feel very good at first, but I would really challenge you to not give up on it, to give it some time. And the more painful that rolling is for you, the more that you probably need it. All right, so just keep rolling around up there. If you find that it is very painful, then you just hold your body still. Try to take some deep breaths. And then maybe move to the other side, take some deep breaths. So just putting that pressure on and not rolling is totally fine also. So I'm just having us focus on our upper back for now. You can kind of roll to the right and roll to the left. Your type of roller is also totally up to you. I just stuck with my little one today. That's what I have in the garage. We keep our big one in the living room. Quick access, we all like to use it many different times throughout the day. All right, roll all the way up as far as you can toward your neck and shoulders. And then go ahead and place your hips down for me and roll your roller up to the base of your head. So right at the bottom of the skull where the neck begins is where I want you to put your roller. Put that little bit of pressure on. And then I want you to just roll your head left and right. If you don't have a roller, maybe place your hands back there and self-massage as you're lying on the ground. Get that pressure into the base. If you have a tight or stiff neck at any point in time, if you do this little routine, chances are you'll feel a lot better. All right, back and forth. Perfect. All right, go ahead and roll it up. Let's get rid of our roller. We'll do legs on the roller another day. But go ahead and flip over for me into your child's pose. So put your big toes together, shift your hips back, and reach your arms way out in front. Reaching those arms forward should feel pretty nice right now after the roll, getting some movement and loosening up through that upper body. Shift your hips a little bit left and right. And then come on up onto your hands and knees. We're going to do a few thoracic twists. So the thoracic spine is the midpoint of your back, and that is where we want our mobility in the back. So our upper back should be stable. Shoulders move across that upper back together. And then the mid back is where we get rotation and mobility, and our low back is stable. So we want to try to keep our low back still, our upper back stable, and the mid back is where we get that rotation. All right, switch to the other side. Inhale to twist, exhale lower. Inhale and exhale. All right, today we're also going to try to go for volume. So trying to get several rounds through. We'll see what it ends up looking like. I have 6 written down with a question mark next to it, so we'll see. I like that number 6 recently. There's power in repetitions, plus that's what our focus is for this series. So just getting a lot done in one set, right? In one 30-minute block. Spread those fingertips nice and wide, curl your toes under, push your hips up and back. Pedal out those feet. So just find little tight spots and try to loosen them up just by moving in and out of them. You can shake your head around, hollow out your armpits, always engage the core. So today we are going to start off with a 1-minute plank. Okay, if planking is difficult for you and you're still just starting to get into planking and train that core to hold your entire body supported, then take as many breaks as you'd like. You can also hit your knees whenever you need. You can also stay on your hands and knees, right? So all of us can hit that real quick, actually. Put your knees down underneath your hips and your hands right under your shoulders. So a big part of the core that we want to train and build are the transverse abdominis. So your abdominals have layers. The transverse abdominis are deep, deep inside on the side of the belly, underneath the topical muscles of the rectus abdominis, even those obliques, okay? So when we can learn to engage those, then we are really starting to build those deep muscles of the interior core and really help the back to feel strong and stable. So from here, what you would do is just keeping your back neutral. You'd start sucking, tucking, pulling your rib cage in. And there is an aspect of an exhale that helps get that deep build, that deep grab into those transverse abdominis. So slide your shoulder blades down, tuck, tuck, tuck up under the rib cage, and you should feel the pelvic floor tuck in, suck in, and grab as well. Okay, so if you need to stay here for the minute, that's totally fine. You're still building those transverse abdominis. Otherwise, join me in a forearm plank. You're also welcome to go into a high plank. All right, so set your elbows right underneath your shoulders and pull the elbows back toward the toes. Tighten around that rib cage. Spread your fingertips wide. Perfect. Regulate that breath. You want deep inhales and deep exhales. But we want to focus on that rib cage grab. We're 30 seconds in. We have 30 seconds to go. From here, we're going to roll to the side and count 10 side hip dips. And I'll also give you an alternate. Building the back is also a big part of doing many, many planks. I know that planks can at first be a lot on the shoulders, but as you develop the core and learn to grab more flexion through the core, the better off you'll be able to hold the plank without getting into the shoulders. All right, good job. We made it through 1 minute. Set your elbow down on the side. So if this is where you need to be for today, you can keep your hip on the ground. I want you to lift up still through that side and then lower and lift and lower and lift. You can also keep your foot tucked over the top and lift up off the hip down below, lift, lower, and lift and lower, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna head with me into a side plank, stack up your feet or stagger one in front of the other, but start with your knees kind of bent, and then you're gonna push up into that side plank, all right? Then we're gonna drop and lift. The reason that we want to bend the knees first is to give us a little bit of space to get your hips as high as possible. So if you start with your legs too far away, then you have a saggy side plank. We don't want a saggy side plank. 8, 9, we're going for a big range. 10. Okay, tuck and roll or set it up the same way you did on the other side. Here we go. 1, going for a big range. Get your hip as low as you can. 4, then drive it up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right, we're going to face back to the mat, but this time we're going to go into a high plank. If those planks don't work for you, I'm going to have you stand up. You do the same movements from standing. So we're going to go mountain climbers, 10 each side, shoulders way up over the wrists. I like to pull my knee as far in as possible and then switch. So pull, 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 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold your plank. Now you're going to do a jumping jack from your plank position. Plank jacks. 2, 3. Keep your shoulders really far up over your wrist. 8, 9, 10. Okay, flip over. We're going to go into little heel presses and then scissor twists. So back on your timer. Get your legs as straight as possible. It's okay if you can't get them all the way straight. This is a very frustrating exercise for a lot of people when they first start it. So do your best and try to find that low contraction of the core. So between your belly button and pubic bone. All right, ready, set, and go. All you do is just press the heels straight up. So you're finding that low portion of the core. We don't want to swing the legs. See if you can find your own self-flexion first, and then press from there. You've got it. Tighten across. Stay locked. We have 20 seconds to go. Keep going. Just get as many as you can in this minute. Stay flexed through that low belly. 3, 2, and 1. Rest your head in your hands. Try to keep your legs up as straight as you can. Tuck your chin in so your hands are there to rest your head into. Drop your right leg and twist your right elbow to the left knee. Then switch. These are not fast. They're slow and controlled. And you're focused again on wrapping all the way around that rib cage, pulling the belly button down toward the ground, thinking about scooping the belly. Big focus on our core today. Big focus. Really wanted to start this series out focusing on those foundational muscles, core, glutes, back. Everything else is better off if we can get those engaged first. Self-engagement is super big too. Figuring out how to flex your muscles first, self-engage through the core, and then keep going. All right, this feels like 10. And we get to roll all the way up now. We're going to go 10 jump squats and then 10 gate swings. Remember, if you don't jump, just keep your feet on the ground. So squat and jump. 10, 9. Still keeping that core really strong throughout your entire jump and squat. 3, 2, 1. Okay, gate swings. You jump wide and low and then narrow to the top. 2, 3, 4. Get your full squat. And 10. Okay, that's one round. Here we go. Back for another. Start at the back of your mat. Walk yourself forward and then lower into your transverse draw or your plank. Good job, everybody. Tuck and tighten. We'll get through a quicker round this time. Focus on that core flexion. Scanning the body from the crown of the head to the very tippy toes. Make adjustments if you need, but then just try to set into place. Hold your isometric flexions. Isometric means hugging muscle to the bone. 15 seconds left, and then we have 10 side dips. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotate over. Here we go. Stack it up. You set it up however works for you to get there. 3, get lots of range. 4, 5, focus that oblique. 8, 9, 10. Other side. We're going to be getting good at these. They're really, really good exercises to be able to manage. 5, 9, 10. Rotate to the ground, high plank. You're going to hit those mountain climbers. Here we go. 2, 4. Then plank jacks. Jump in and out. Keep your shoulders over those wrists. Flip over. We're going to go back to our heel presses. 1 minute. Flex those feet. Push your hips straight up. I don't know about you, but your abdomen and core should be pretty heated right now. When you build core flexion and hold on to it for a long time, you also build a lot of just overall body heat, which is good. Get that body perspiring, sweating, healthy body temperature management is getting that body sweating. That's good. If you don't sweat well, maybe try checking in on your hydration. How are you drinking? Drinking enough and consistently. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, rest head in the hands. Drop one leg, then the other. 1, 2. Only go so far as you can keep that low back on the ground. So if your leg doesn't drop as deep, that's fine. 7. Also, if you need to keep your head on the ground, that's also totally fine. 10. So I know sometimes it can be a little bit not super healthy on that cervical spine to pull the head up. It just depends on your body. So if you need to keep your head on the ground, let's say, okay, 10 jump squats. 9, 10. Then your gate swings. Open that gate. Take your time to get your full squat. 10. All right. Back of the mat. Walk it forward. And then set up your plank. 2 sets down. You're crushing it. Definitely hit that one way faster. Nice work. Build that core strength. You got it. We're 30 seconds in. How are you doing on thinking about routine so far? Building routine. We were just talking about water. Building the routine around water, whether it's filling your bottle the night before, how often you reach for that hydration, getting those sips in. Super duper important. 5, 4, 3, 2, turn to the side. And we're going to hit up those dips. Drop and lift. 1, 2, 3. Front of the belly stays locked. 5, 7, 8. Other side. What else do you want to build into your routine? Maybe it doesn't all have to do with physical activity or nutrition. Something else that's healthy for your quality of life. 8, 9, 10. Okay, hit up your mountain climbers. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep those shoulders up over the wrists. And then we have our heel presses. All right. See how straight you can get those legs. Here we go. It's also healthy if you're trying to change any sorts of behaviors to focus on one thing at a time. Whatever extra is just bonus, but find your non-negotiable. At this point in your life, what do you want to work on or focus on more than anything else? And I would highly recommend you find something that has a lot of return, a big return on investment. If you can change one habit to 1, rest head and hands. And from there, if you get that one habit nailed, you're getting a lot of return, a lot of benefit. 4, 5, 6, 7. Big twist. Come on, pull that leg back up. 10. I'm feeling those much more. Our first round. Here we go. 10 jump squats. And then go into your gate swings wide. Big, low squat. And then your in and out is fast. But use those inner thighs to jump those knees back together. Whew. All right. Back down. Hit your plank up. 1 minute. We're crushing it. Keep those hips tucked. Belly strong. Make sure your shoulders are hovering forward. Regulate your breathing as much as you can. Wrap through those thighs. Find that rib cage lock. Make sure your hips are in line with the shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rotate to your side. Stack those hips up. Make sure you have lots of range. 1, 2, big lift. 3, try to find flexion through your back to support that side plank, your shoulder, your back. 8, 9, and 10. We're Roll it over. Stack it up. 1, 3, 6, 7. Keep space between that ear and shoulder. 10. Roll to your high plank. Get your mountain climbers. Then your plank jacks. Then roll over for your heel presses. Here we go. Getting close. Stick with it. Figure out what you wanted more than anything else coming in. Some days our workouts will be a little higher intensity, sometimes lower intensity. We all prefer one or the other, but it's all really, really effective and really, really good. You want to try to find what facilitates your activities that you like to do elsewhere. So find that motivation. Finish out your day stronger, better posture, feeling less tired, more energetic. All right, now we're going into our scissor twists. Here we go. Oh, these are hard. After those heel presses. 4, really try to get that elbow up to the knee. Flex your feet back. How straight can you keep your legs? 9 and 10. All right, roll it up. Here we go. Last little bit, and then we're going to stretch. 8, 9, 10. Oh. Trying to get low. Keep those knees out with the toes. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Good. Sit on your heels. Start with your child's pose. I think we got through 4 rounds. So maybe in 2 weeks, when we're a little more conditioned and when we don't take as much time to explain every move, we can get all 6. We'll see. We definitely got on a good little rhythm with our timing there. Press into your hands, pull the chest forward, flex your glutes, elbows squeeze in tight, tuck the chin back. Lean your right ear to your right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Curl your toes under. Using the core, lift your hips up and back. Lift your right leg up nice and high. And then bring it forward outside your right hand. You can drop onto your back knee if you'd like, or keep it lifted. We're going to find that back left hip flexor stretch and a nice pull on that front inner thigh. Drop your left knee if you haven't already. Plant onto your left hand. Rotate your right arm up. And then slide back. Toes come up on that right side. Pull the chest toward your toe. So pull that hip back on the right side. Then reach your chest forward. Okay, plant your hands back down. Bring that right leg back. Shift back into your down dog. Lift your left leg up. Nice and high. Bring your left leg forward outside your left hand. Sink those hips down. Depending on your body, you may even get a nice little pop in that hip flexor. I usually do on my right side. Feels so good. Drop that right knee if you haven't. Turn your left arm up to the side. All right, and then hinge back. Toes come up. Try to level off your hips. Reach that chest forward toward your toes. Reach, 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 reach. Okay, and then we're going to take a seat on the ground. Put your left leg straight out at an angle. Bring your right leg in to the inner thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Bring your right arm up and then reach it over. So make sure that your chest stays open. We're not going to curl down. I want you to stay open and reach. Such a good stretch for that low back, your SI joint, hips. And then switch to the other side. Left leg in, right leg out. Bring that left arm up and rotate it over. Keep the chest open. Fantastic job, everybody. Looking forward to hopefully some sore abs tomorrow. Building that core, remember, from the inside out. Building your routine. Remember, it doesn't need to be crazy. It's just something that you can start slowly building that will help advance your quality of life and your state of health. That becomes habit and routine as opposed to something that you have to decide each and every day. All right, great work. I'll see you tomorrow.